All right, as Chase gets settled here, Chase, if you don't mind giving us your thoughts as you walked in today to kind of see the NASCAR Cup Series here returned at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, it looked like it did Wednesday when I left. But no, it is a great situation, and hats off to the people that did all the work in here, the rooms that we're sitting in right now, the grandstand addition. Like, there was a lot of work put in a short period of time, and I know we all kind of take that for granted. But had some friends of mine that do the souvenir sales, so they were electricians and plumbers and people here like on Monday, trying to get finished up. So just hats off to all those folks that put in a lot of time and I'm sure a lot of overtime to get it done and for us to be able to come here and to put this show on. So that's a big deal. And yeah, looking forward to the weekend. Obviously a lot of excitement around it. I think going to be a great crowd. And looking forward to just seeing kind of how it all goes.
All right, we're now going to go to questions for Chase. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll get to as many questions as we can, and we'll start with Jeff Gluck.
The industry in general is pretty divided at times over various topics. People just feel strongly about one way or the other. It feels like there's a lot of direction in the same path behind this one. I mean, do you get that sense from talking to people in the garage?
It sure seems that way. It definitely seems like there's a lot of excitement, across the board, and I think for a lot of reasons. One, this was a place that we probably thought that we weren't ever going to see again. I mean, I know when I raced here in 2010 or 11, whenever that was, that was their first attempt to revive it, and at that point in time, when I left, I didn't. Once it kind of started to grow weeds again, I thought that'd be it. Most of the time when you have a opportunity to try to revive a racetrack and it fails like that, I figured that was the end. And so I think everyone is surprised that this happened. It was talked about a lot, but I think just the surprise that this is here is a good thing. So yeah, seems to be a lot of positivity about it from everybody. And it's not the norm either, and I think that's exciting. Less is more. I say that a lot. I feel like, especially when it comes to racetracks and the places we visit, I think I'm a big believer in less is more, and this is special. It's different. I hope everybody just exercises a little patience as it pertains to getting in and out of here and not being able to go outside. We can't get across the racetrack, right? That's fine. It's all good. We just got to know that and kind of have the right headspace for it. It's not the normal facility we go to every weekend that we've become accustomed to, and I'm cool with that. And I hope everybody in here and the fans and everybody that comes this weekend is as well.
All right, we'll go to Claire for our next question.
Claire Beelang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Some of the most iconic names on pit road told me that they're nervous about the pit stop competition because the cameras are all on them, etc. Kind of evaluate your pit crew, and how do you think they look for tonight?
Yeah, our pit crew is a great group. Been a great group and most everybody has been kind of the same group, minus just a couple small changes really since my rookie year. So that's been nice. We've got to know each other really well over the years. I have a lot of confidence in them. I think they can go and have a really good night tonight, just like I think they've had a really good season so far this year. So. Yeah, as long as I stop in the box where I need to stop and get going, I think they'll be in good shape.
Well, that was my next question. What about pulling into the box? And you make it look easy, but is that a challenge for you week in and week out? Or, will we see tonight some drivers not making it happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it will definitely be easy to make a mistake, to overdo it. But I think in this situation, you just have to – I don't want to ruin it for them. Right, I want to do my part, but try to get into a position where they want me to be, and just give them the best opportunity that I can to put off, to bust off a good stop. And outside of that, we'll have some fun with it and move on to the weekend.
Thank you, and good luck tonight.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go Deb Williams, then Matt Weaver.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Chase, when you drove here in the ASA race Wednesday night, what did you notice different in the track, if anything, from when you won here in 2010?
Yeah, I don't remember much of the track at all from 2010. been a lot of racetracks between then and now, but you know, I remember it being pretty wore out, you know, and back then it was much the same. A lot of the sealer and stuff wasn't on the racetrack. Yes, it's different, but it's the same for everybody here. So it's very similar characteristics, though, in general, I would say.
All right, Matt.
Matt Weaver, Motorsports Tribune. You've kind of lamented with the next-gen car the lack of speed disparity throughout the field. Having this much fall off and the fact that we probably won't be shifting, could that create a little bit of that speed disparity for a short track event?
Maybe. You know, we'll just have to kind of wait and see. I hope that's the case, you know, for the racing's sake. And the track being short, you know, the leader might get to lap traffic a little quicker, so that might be a good thing. Especially, it seems like the bottom groove was certainly the place to be on Wednesday night. So if that's the case again, you get to lap traffic and you got to start moving around. I could see that putting us in a good position to put on a good show. Which end you're on of that, you know, from a driver's standpoint, it might change, but maybe. You know, I don't know. We'll see.
And then how exciting is it being here, seeing this kind of North Carolina Speed Weeks, all the racing on the Cup side, the short track side? There's a lot of really cool events happening, right?
Yeah, you know, I talked about it some Wednesday, but I just think it was nice to see the turnout from the competitors and the fans. And, you know, we often talk about how much we like places like this and we like short track racing and we want to support those things, but I just felt like it was a really neat thing to see that actually put to action. And there was a lot of race cars here over the course of the week, and there were a lot of fans here Wednesday night too. I mean, I know the weather wasn't great on Tuesday, but there were a lot of folks here, you know, through the course of the evening on Wednesday, so that was nice. And I'm sure it'll be packed, you know, here Sunday night. So it's just been nice to see the support. And obviously you're really close to a lot of people in motorsports, right? So to see those folks turn out was a big deal, I felt like.
All right, we'll go Mark Garrow, Chris Knight, and we'll wrap with Daniel McFadden. Go ahead.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Next week, the 600, you've won it. How big of a race is that to win? How hard of a race is it to win? And does it still feel like NASCAR's longest race with that extra 100?
The 600? No, I have not won it. I don't think. No, unfortunately. But I wish I had. We got really close there once, but yeah, you know, it's certainly a big race on the schedule and a race that everybody wants to. It's all good. I was messing with you, but that everybody wants to win, and I'm no different in that regard. You know, I'd love to check that box and say I've won the 600. You know, that's a big deal. So yeah, of course I want to win it, and hopefully we can, you know, achieve that someday.
All right, Chris Knight, go ahead.
Chris Knight, catchfans.com. Chase, with us being North Wilkesboro this weekend, should the opportunity be explored to maybe going back to Rockingham in the near future?
I'd be for it. Yeah, I thought Rockingham was a great racetrack. I had a chance to race there too a few times. We ran a we run a truck there, I think, once, and had a couple K&N races up there, and ran a late model race there once as well. So yeah, I thought Rockingham was a great racetrack, and I loved racing there. Especially at the time, I was just getting going, and it was the biggest place I had been to, so I thought that was really cool then. But it was a great track and really wide. I mean, guys ran all over that racetrack, you know, at least when we were running there. I don't know what the surface looks like now, but yeah, I think that'd be another great fit. And ultimately, you know, you have to ask yourself, why did these places shut down in the first place? Well, it was because people quit supporting them. So, but now it's cool to bring it back. So it's like, which one do you want to do? You want it or not? And I think we all have to ask ourselves that, and the people that support racing need to ask themselves that too, because if we don't support this stuff, it's going to go away. It's just how it works. So I'd love to see it revived as well. And there's been a lot of state funding and things that North Carolina has allocated to the racetracks and things, and I certainly think Rockingham could be a good place to get in the works too, but that's way above me. Yep.
right. Last question with Daniel.
Daniel McFadden, frontstretch.com. Two questions. First, over here.
Hey.
Right when you get into town, there's a restaurant that has a banner that says "Go Bill Elliott, number 9, you're number 1." Is your dad coming up here this weekend? And what has he been saying about coming back to North Wilkesboro?
No, I don't think he's coming up this weekend. I don't think I've seen this sign though. But
okay.
Is it from the 90s or the 80s?
It kind of looks old, but I think it's been put up recently.
Yeah.
But it's
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but no, we haven't talked about it a ton. He raced up here a lot, so that's not really a big deal for him, right? But but I don't think he's going to make it this weekend. But you never know with him. He might show up, he might not.
And we're going back to Gateway in 2 weeks. What was your takeaway from going up there for the first time in a Cup car, and what do you expect from round 2?
Yeah, I just thinking about it from our run. We didn't have a great run there last year, so I thought the track was fine. I didn't. It's definitely unique having 2 different ends like that. We had that at a few different tracks, but that makes the racetrack kind of unique and fun and different when you have 2 different ends that are so different from one another. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back. Trying to get a little better and hopefully get going in the right direction.
All right, Chase, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Friendly
Perfect. Thank you.
reminder.